I just got the mixed material 4-drawer dresser from Target. It comes in a natural oak finish with powder coated metal legs. It's 41 inches in height by 31.19 inches by 19.63 inches. All right, let's open it up. The box it comes in is quite heavy and large. So let's get everything out of here. Cardboard. Okay. More cardboard there. Styrofoam block. We got our prefabricated wood in there. Okay, there's our first piece, piece B. Has pre-drilled holes there. Okay, got some more styrofoam. Let's pull these out. Okay, these look like our drawers. Okay. Here's two more. Letter H. There's another letter H. So those must all be the same drawers. Okay. It says drawer bottom. So there's your drawer bottom. Looks like we just have a bunch of drawer bottoms here. So there's the drawer bottoms. More styrofoam. More styrofoam. Okay. So we have here, we have a letter E boards. A small board here. More small boards. We have a drawer back. Okay, we have more drawer backs. One more drawer back. Okay. These look like part of the, okay, these are the drawer sides. And 4 of those. Another board here with 2 pre-drilled holes. Another board. Got some more styrofoam. Here's all our drawers with the wheels. Okay, here we have a bag of screws, pegs, a lot of different items there. Okay, we have another bag of parts here. These look like the handles with some screws. Cardboard. These look like the feet. Got the 2 metal feet for the dresser. More drawer sliders. More cardboard. More styrofoam. More cardboard. Got some larger boards here. Slide that out. Okay. Bunch more drawers here. Here we have the instruction booklet from Target. Thank you message. More cardboard. Styrofoam. Some more boards here. Looks like side drawer boards. Drawer side boards. Another board here. More styrofoam there. Another piece D. We have our piece C here. A piece A here. More cardboard. And here we have the back panel. Plain. Looks like cardboard. Got more cardboard in the box. And that looks like that's it. Just some more cardboard and styrofoam. Alright, let's set it up. The instructions say to start with piece A, so that's what we're going to do. I have all the left cabinet slides on top of piece A. As you see, all the wheels are to the right. Start off with putting our cam locks in. One in there. Another one up top. Just to start with screwing in the cam bolts. So screw the cam bolts into the holes behind the cabinet slide. Screw that in there until it's flush. That looks good. And screw the next one in. We'll screw that in until it's flush. Alright, that looks good. Let's screw in our final cam bolt. Until that one's flush. Alright, that looks good. So it looks like we actually want to line up with the little screw holes and then insert our 7/16 screw. Just like so. This is second from the bottom rung. Cam bolt's just above it. Tighten that up. Got our screw in the center. There we have our end screw. Definitely want to make sure our screws are centered so they're not sticking out from the slider. Now that we have all three screws in, let's move on to the next slider. Get the first screw in here. And the second screw in there. And then finally the middle screw. Next up, we're going to hammer in our dowels in the pre-drilled holes at the bottom here. Just halfway in. I'm going to hammer it in a little more here. Then grab our other dowel and put it into the other hole. Grab our hammer and start hammering it in. Next up, I'm going to grab piece B and put it on some cardboard. It will go similar to piece A. Here's a close-up of the pre-drilled holes for the screws that we're going to use to attach the drawer slides. And here's the drawer slide lined up with all the holes. Here's the next drawer slide down lined up with all the holes. The next drawer slide also lined up with all the holes that are pre-drilled so we can screw into them. And the same thing with our last drawer slide here. Next up, we're going to put all our cam bolts into the pre-drilled cam bolt holes, just like in piece A. We have one large hole in front of the hole that we're going into. Okay, so let's tighten up these cam bolts with our screwdriver here. We then want to get our 3 screws into our slider, just like we did with piece 1. As you can see, here's our end screw, and then we have 2 holes open. And so same thing with this slider. We have the pre-drilled hole, and we're going to put our screw in there. So we got our screw screwed in there, screw in the center, screw in the end, and then same thing with all the other sliders. You can see our 3 screws in there and the 2 holes open on the end. Here's our progress so far with piece B. We have our sliders in with our screws attached and our cam bolts on the wheel side. And then we're going to attach our cam bolt in the middle on the other side. So I'm just going to screw that cam bolt down into piece B here. Just like piece A, we're going to put our cam locks into the holes at the bottom here. Got one in. Here's the other cam lock, and put that in the other hole. And press it in there. And then we're going to put our wooden dowels in the holes in the bottom. Not the cam lock hole, but the ones next to them. As you can see, here's the other hole. To the left of the cam lock hole, we're going to put our wooden dowel. Then, just like before, we're going to take our hammer and tap those in until they're about halfway. Here's how they look after they've both been hammered in. Here's piece C. And put the cam bolt on the outer holes. Here's piece C with all 4 cam bolts screwed in. From our bag of items, we need to grab the safety bracket. This is piece 15, or 15A, and 15B is the screw that goes with it. And we're going to screw this into piece C, but only loosely so we can move around the safety bracket, make adjustments later. As you can see, I can slide this safety bracket around here. This is to attach this piece to the wall. Make sure that the dresser doesn't fall over. Next up, we're going to grab our 3 pieces E and our single piece F. The 3 pieces E has the cam lock in the center, and the piece F has the cam lock towards the edge of the board. Here I have all 8 cam locks lined up with the holes that they're going to go into, with the arrow pointing out. So I'm just going to put the cam lock in just like so and push it down and secure it into place. All cam locks are inserted to pieces E and F on both sides. The next step is to put the wooden dowels into the holes at the end of pieces E and F, adjacent to the cam lock holes. Now I have all the wooden dowels inserted into the boards E and F on the right side, as well as on the left side of the board. Have all the dowels started. So just like before, we're going to take our hammer and tap these in halfway. Having the board on the cardboard protects your floor from the hammer. Here's a look at all the dowels hammered into pieces E and F. Here's a look at the dowels from the other side, all hammered in as well. Next, we're going to take our boards E and line up the dowel in the cam bolt hole with the dowel hole and the cam bolt on the board A. Now I'm going to take board E and put it in the dowel hole and onto the cam bolt of board A, just like so. Then I'm going to secure the board by tapping it in with the hammer. Half turn the cam lock to lock it in place. Now I have all boards E inserted into piece A and all cam locks tightened. Next we'll grab board F and line up the dowel and the cam bolt hole to the cam bolt and the dowel hole on the other side of the board A, and push the board down to secure it. Tap it in with the hammer and then do a half turn on the cam lock. Here's a look at board F in place. Next we place board B on top, lining up all the cam bolt holes and the dowel holes. Press the board in, then turn all the cam locks to lock it into place. Next we have to attach board D with the finished edge pointing out and the raw surface on the bottom. We will attach it with the assembly screws, number 4, just like so. It's helpful to have a board and a piece of cardboard to support piece D while you're screwing it in. Now I'm going to screw in the assembly screw on the other side and go back and tighten up the first assembly screw until our bottom assembly screws are secured. Next I'm going to get piece C and line up the cam bolt and dowel holes with pieces B and A. So I'm going to pick that up and slide it right into the holes. It needs a little force from this angle. Then I'll tap in the other side. Then make sure the top is pushed in and secure as well. Next, we have to do a half turn on all the cam locks to secure piece C to pieces B and A. I'm going to turn the next cam lock, turn the top left cam lock, then turn the top right cam lock. Next, I'm going to take 2 pieces of cardboard that came out of the box and put them next to what we have assembled so far. Then grab a hold of the assembly and gently tip it down onto the pieces of cardboard. Now that we have the front of pieces A, B, C, and D facing the floor, we can attach the back. So I'm just going to grab the back and unfold it, and then place it on the back of our current assembled pieces. Move it around to make sure it's aligned with all the sides. Then get our nails, number 5. There's 32 nails out of the packaging. There's 2 packages of nails. So let's open up the packages of nails so we can start putting them in the holes and nail on the back of our dresser. Now that we have everything lined up, we can just start hammering all the nails in. The back of the dresser is a structural piece, so it's important to get these all nailed in properly. Here's a closer look at hammering in all the nails. Here's the final nail on this corner. I'm going to quickly nail in the next corner here. I'm going to keep on hammering all these nails in until we have all the holes filled and our back is properly secured to our dresser, so our dresser is structurally sound. If you couldn't tell by now, it does take a long time to put this dresser together. That is the drawback to purchasing this dresser. However, after we build it, it does look quite nice. Now that we have our back secured to the dresser, the next step is to get our legs out, so piece 14. Here you can see the holes where we can attach these legs to the dresser. On the bottom of the legs we have padded feet, and here's a close-up of the holes on the other side. I'm going to lay down some cardboard so I can lift the dresser so it's straight up. Once the dresser is straight up, it will be a lot easier to attach the feet to. I'm just going to slide it back onto the cardboard so it's fully on the cardboard here. Now that we have the dresser standing up straight, I'm going to line up the legs with the holes on the bottom of the dresser. Grab the other leg and put that on the other side. Line it up with the holes. As you can see, all the holes are lined up for both legs. Get our screws number 6. There's 12 of them. They are number 8 screws by 7/16 panhead screws. And we're going to secure these legs to the bottom of the dresser, or board D. So I'm just going to grab my Phillips head screwdriver and tighten down all these screws to secure the feet or the leg to the bottom of the dresser. Make sure all the screws are nice and tight. The screws under the bar themselves are a little hard to get in. You have to angle the screwdriver just right. So start it off and then tighten it up nice. Now I'm going to attach the other end of the leg with the screws. The screws not under the leg go down nice and easy. However, the screws that are under the leg, you'll need to angle or try different tools, whatever you have around. You might have a good tool for it, a bent screwdriver. All I had was the regular screwdriver and then a screwdriver attachment. Now I'm going to put the final screw into this metal leg, and we are secured on both sides for this first leg. Now that I have the first leg attached, I'm going to attach the next leg. Same as before, going to take the screwdriver and screw down the screws. The number 8 by 7/16 panhead screws. And then it's a bit of a challenge always putting the screw under the bar here, so I'm going to do it by hand first. Get it down a little bit. And then angle the screwdriver and get it down the rest of the way. Here's the final part of the leg to attach. So I'm going to put the screw in there and use the screwdriver head to start it off. Once I get that in there a little bit, I'm going to switch over, use the regular screwdriver and tighten that down. Then I'm going to screw down the final 2 screws. Those are easy to put in. Next thing we want to do is to assemble all our drawer sides. We have 8 of them in total, 4 for each side. We will also need our drawer brackets, or number 10, and there should be 8 of them, 1 for each drawer side. We need to make sure that we screw in 1 bracket to one side of the drawer side, and then leave the other side open. So have the brackets on the inside like this, so later we can line up with our line here on part H. Then attach the part H using the pre-drilled screw holes, lined up just like so. Again, let's put our bracket in, 2 boards that line up, and this secure with the screws. These are number 6, there's 16 of them. These are the number 8 by 7/16 pan head screws. The drawer bracket is already inserted on the other side, so we're screwing these into the drawer bracket through the drawer side to make sure that the drawer bracket is secured. So we have 2 screws going into each drawer bracket. Get those nice and tight. Okay, let's put our side bracket in and let's screw it together. We have a safety warning on this one. It says don't put a TV on it, don't let anyone climb on it, don't open more than 1 drawer at a time, and keep the heaviest items in the lowest drawer, and always install tip-over restraint provided. Let's secure our bracket. Flip over the drawer side. Get our number 8 by 7/16 pan head screws and screw them into the bracket just like the previous ones. Here we have our board H, our number 8 7/16 pan head screws, our first drawer side. We'll line that up with the line. Screw in our screw to secure it into place. Alright, now that's nice and tight there. We'll screw in the other screw. We'll get that nice and tight as well. Line up the other side, then attach using our screws. Line it up, tighten that screw up. Okay, so that's secure. And let's put in our other screw. Line up with the hole there and get the screw in there. Make sure those are nice and tight. Next, we want to attach both our cam bolts. Get that nice and flush. And attach the other cam bolt. Make sure that's nice and flush. Here's our second piece H with the drawer sides. Let's put it together. Secure our left side, then secure our right side. Finally, put the cam bolts in the center. Make sure those are nice and flush, right up against the wood. Let's get our next H piece. We have all our screws in our drawer sides. Let's put it together. Let's tighten up the left side here. Make sure our side is secure. Now let's do the right side. Now we got our front lined up on the right side. Let's put in our back screw. Get that nice and tight. Make sure the front's tight. Get our cam bolts in. Put our second cam bolt in. Get that one flush with the wood. Here is our fourth and final H piece with the drawer sides and the screws. All right, we got the left side in there lined up. Just tightening up the screw. Okay, that's secure. We have our right side lined up and our front bolt in. Let's get that back screw nice and secure. All right, we have our right side in. Let's attach our cam bolts. Left one's attached. Now the right one's in there as well. Next up, let's get all our part Ks and insert the cam locks into them. All right, we have all our part Ks with our cam locks pointing forward towards the hole. Let's put them in. Next, I'm going to take part K and line up the cam bolts with the holes in part K and then push it down onto the board. Then take my Phillips screwdriver and do a half turn on the cam locks to lock the cam bolts in place. And then I'm going to repeat this process, putting board K onto the cam bolts of piece H. And then once it's on there, I want to turn half turn to secure board K to board H to both cam locks. Here's the third drawer. I'm going to attach piece K to the cam bolts on piece H. And then I'm going to take my screwdriver, do a half turn on the cam locks, make sure they're secured to the cam bolts and that our piece K is secured to piece H. Here's our final piece. I'm going to secure piece K to piece H by turning the cam bolts clockwise, half a turn. Next, we want to slide our drawer bottoms into the drawer here. So we're going to take the drawer bottom and line up the slots, and then just slide it in. Then make some adjustments so it goes into the bottom slot. Here's a look at the other side now that we have our drawer bottom in. After we get the drawer bottom in, now we have to attach the drawer back. So we're going to put that on top, slide it into the groove, then secure it using number 7, the drive fastener. Next, I'm going to hammer the fasteners into piece H. Then nail the fasteners to the sides into the drawer back. It may be helpful to use a flashlight to line up the holes before you put the drive fasteners in. Then put the fastener in and hammer it in. You'll definitely have to move the board around a little bit to get it just right to get the fastener in there. Now we have our first drawer all together. Now we're going to repeat the process for the next drawer. We're going to take the drawer bottom, line it up with our sides into the slot, then slide the drawer bottom right down into place. We may need to make a couple adjustments to get the drawer bottom into the slot and slide it down. Once we do, it should go right in. And there it goes, right into place. Next, I'm going to attach the drawer back. Then I'm going to attach the drive fastener to the side, hammer it in to secure the back in place. Then hammer in the other drive fastener and then finish the first one. Next, I'm going to hammer in the drive fasteners on the other side of the drawer. Then put 2 drive fasteners into the drawer back. Now I'm going to move on to the next drawer and slide in its drawer bottom. Next step, of course, is to hammer in the drive fasteners. I'm going to start off by hammering them into the drawer back this time. Then the drawer sides. It doesn't matter much if you start with the drawer back or if you start with the sides. I'm going to finish securing the other side here. Now I'm going to slide in the final drawer bottom to the final drawer. And place the drawer back on top. Insert the drive fastener by hand to get it started, and then hammer it in. Then hammer in the next fastener. I'm going to use a flashlight to line up the holes on the other side. Then grab the drive fasteners and hammer them in. And then finally hammer in the final drive fasteners to the drawer back. Next I'm going to attach the right drawer slide, which is 13D. It is also marked with an R on the side here. This is going to go on the side of our drawer, just like so. You'll notice that the side of the drawer has pre-drilled holes, so we can attach this with screws. Now I'm going to take my screwdriver and screw in the number 6 by 7/16 flathead screw into the right drawer slide. The screw is referenced as part number 8. Here's a look at the attached right drawer slide. Next I'm going to attach the left drawer side, which is part 13C. This slide is marked with an L for left. The left side of the drawer has pre-drilled holes as well. So I'll line up the left drawer slide with the holes and attach it to the drawer. I'm going to hold the left drawer slide with one hand as I take my screwdriver and screw in the number 6 by 7/16 flathead screw to secure the slide to the drawer. Now that the back screw is in, I'm going to screw in the front screw. Then I'm going to repeat this process for the next 3 drawers. Now that we have the slides attached, we need to attach the handles, which is referenced as part number 12. So I'm going to hold the handle on the outside of the drawer and line it up with the pre-drilled holes. And then I'm going to insert the 8 by 32 by 7 1/8 inch bolts, referenced as part number 9, on the inside of the drawer, through the drawer, into the holes of the handle. I'm going to screw these bolts in with my Phillips head screwdriver until the bolts are tight and the handle secured to the drawer. Here's a look at the 4-drawer dresser so far, and our drawer with the attached handle. We need to put the dresser on its legs, so I'm going to slide out the cardboard so I can tilt the dresser onto the other 2 pieces of cardboard. Take your time and be careful because you don't want to damage your floor and you don't want to damage the dresser. Then finally we can tilt the dresser up and stand it upright, taking our time so we don't break anything. Here's a look at the dresser all assembled and standing upright. Next step is to slide in all the drawers. So just pick them up, tilt them a little bit, and they slide right in. Assembling this dresser takes a long time, and it feels really great to get to this step. As long as you did everything correctly, these drawers should slide in quite easily. This is a nice bureau at a decent price at $140. Of course, the job isn't complete until we remove all the stickers. So I'm just going to peel this H off of here, and then peel the rest of the H's off. The last step is to drill a 1/8 diameter pilot hole through the safety bracket, or part 15A, into a stud in the wall. And then drill in screw 15C through the bracket into the wall. Or drill a 3/16 diameter hole and insert the wall anchor part 15D, and then fasten the safety bracket 15A to the wall using screw 15C. Here's the fully assembled dresser with the drawers inserted. Also to note, it says do not exceed 50 pounds on top of the dresser, and do not exceed 25 pounds in each drawer. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a comment below. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.